How's it going out there? Welcome from H2TechVideos. Today I'm going over the pros and cons of the new Samsung Galaxy Tab 2 10.1. So before I start the pros and cons, let me go over some of the basic features of it. Or let's do a little tour of what's what. So we have our standby power right there, volume control, micro SD card slot, IR blaster, headphone jack. We have our two speakers on the sides here, stereo left and right, and our proprietary Samsung connecciones. Here is the back. It's a nice it's a plastic, but it's a very nice, shiny, elegant plastic. It's a good feel. It really feels good in your hands. I never have held it and said, man, I gotta get a case for this, because it's just it's not really necessary in my opinion. So let me go over some again the basic features of it. So 10.1 TFT WXGA touchscreen display. It's a 1280 by 800 resolution. 16 gigabyte memory built in. Has a VGA front-facing camera for your Skype video chat or just your basic pictures if you want. That crazy. Also has a high-speed USB 2.0 port. Bluetooth 3.0 compatibility, and it weighs 1.3 pounds and measures in at 0.4 inches. Okay, so let's jump right into the pros and the cons. And so just to start out, man, a lot of pros on this one. This is, although this was meant to be a part of Samsung's new strategy of a lower price tablet, still with good specs, it's one of my favorite Androids that are out right now. Start with the first pro, and this is always a big thing for me. It does have micro SD card slot that we looked at, so you can expand the memory. So you can go up to a 64 gig memory card, micro SD in there for your media. And that's a great segue, because this is actually just a great great tablet for entertainment and media, and I'm going to tell you why. So one is the stereo speakers. It's one of the only tablets that actually has left and right stereo speakers. A lot of the tablets usually only have a speaker that's on one side. So it tries to mimic stereo, but it's not stereo. So this one actually has a great sound to it. Like the iPad, the speaker is somewhere in the bottom right corner, so you always hear sound here. And the same thing with the I think the Asus Prime. And it can be a little frustrating, because if you're going to travel with this a lot, hey, you want to have a good sound to it. You want to have that full sound, not just on one side of the tablet. So anyway, that's a big plus, is that it does have the stereo speakers left and right here. Also, what else? Let's actually go to the web browser. Yeah. I always like to go over the pros first and the cons. So I'm going to go to, that's the wrong thing. I'm actually going to go to Chrome. So one thing, very fluid. Sorry, my camera is tripping here. There we go. Got some writing on the tablet. So very fluid web browser. Let's go to a website and let's test it out. What's a good website? And just to show you just the fluidity, it's pretty quick, and the zooming is very responsive. Let's see, let's pick one of these pictures. And this is a big thing, in my opinion, the two main things that just about every tablet does, or like the average person will do with a tablet, is they're going to do email and they're going to web browse. So for me, I need to know that my tablet's going to be able to handle any site. And I don't want to have problems when I'm like, oh, I need to zoom in on this part to see what that says. I want to come over here, and I think the other tablet I had tested out recently was the Transformer TF300, and it wasn't as responsive. Like when I pinched the zoom, it was choppy. Like I would zoom and then it would like pause and then do it. So just love the fluidity of the browser and just how quick it is. And it's very responsive to the touch, and loads nice and fast. So that's a pro for me. It was just a very fluid, smooth browser. Another big pro for me is the keyboard. Keyboard is great. I love the spacing and just the neat design. Typing is really easy on here. Man, I hate when you can't think of a website that you normally go to when you need to, but you go on every day. You know, let's see. Go on my school website, and it's not .com. It is a .edu. So, and there it is. So I just, the keyboard, man, it just types so smooth, and I love that. And I make a big deal about that because, again, on the Transformer, their keyboards are always so big and the lettering is always so big. I actually prefer the spacing and the smaller size of the keys opposed to the Transformer, where the keys are so thick, and even when you're holding it like that, it's still hard to hit everything. So that was a big pro for me, was just the style of the keyboard and the responsiveness of the touch. Next pro is that this Samsung does have the built-in IR blaster. You're probably saying, what the heck is that? Great question. So IR blaster is what allows you to actually watch TV from your tablet. It does come stock with the Peel app, and basically Peel is an app that will allow you to sync up with your TV, and you can actually see the TV schedule, and you can change the channel with your tablet. So Peel Smart Remote, and that comes stock on the tablet. So great plus. Now leading to our next pro, which is it just comes with a great set of apps. Things you normally would have to download are just already on there. For example, it comes with the Netflix. It comes with Polaris Office, which is your Word, Excel, your PowerPoint. Let me show you a few more. Built-in photo editor, free. Comes with their Samsung's little bookstore. Comes with Google Music. That's pretty much every tablet these days. Even Samsung's cool reader hub. This is probably like one of the coolest e-reader apps I've seen. Look at that. So you have your news, your magazines, your books. Nice look, and when you tap it, it takes you right into that store. You can see all your books, and again, a lot of the things that if you were to buy another tablet, you really have to kind of go from scratch and decide what apps do I need, and you have to start looking for them. Well, Samsung says, hey, let's just give them to you at the beginning. Let's not make you have to search around for the important things. It comes stock with all that. So great plus right there. And two more great features in my opinion. One is the price. So this tablet comes in at $399. Last year Samsung's tablet was $499. So they dropped it $100. It's now lower, in price, but still great features, and they've even added more. Last year's model didn't have the IR blaster, didn't come with so many stock apps. In fact, the 10-inch didn't come with Polaris, I don't think. So they've really packed it up, and they've lowered the price to make it a no-brainer that this is the tablet to get. Also, this is a big feature for me. This tablet has an awesome standby time. Okay, how do you measure standby? Well, let me tell you how that works. So I would use the tablet for a couple of days, and then I would get extremely busy, and I literally would have the tablet sitting on the table for like 5 days, and I came back to it after 5 days, and it still had a charge on it. In fact, I think it was at like 60%, like 50 or 60%. And I was shocked, because I'm sitting here like, man, I'm gonna have to plug this thing up, I'm gonna have to charge it before I do this pro and con video, and it was already ready to go. So that blew me away. And the reason that's good is, guess what, you may not use this every day, but you want to know that, hey, if this sits over there in the corner, and if I come back and grab it, am I gonna have to oh man, I didn't charge it, now I'm not gonna be able to use it? Well, no, this one's gonna have that charge on there, and you won't have to worry about it. You'll just be able to grab it, use it, and go. So awesome standby time. Let me go ahead and hit these cons for you. It's a very short list. First con is it is not a quad core. So Samsung was trying to keep the cost down, keep it in that $399 range. Only thing is Asus was able to release a quad core, and theirs is $379. So if you're really into gaming, this may not be the best one for you, because that's the only you know, not great feature is that because it doesn't have the NVIDIA Tegra 3 quad-core processor, you can't download all the games for it. Now, the games you can get for it do look good, but you know, it's just one of those things you have to deal with, the fact that that's not in there, because again, they're trying to keep the cost down. So that was kind of like two cons in one. One was no quad core. Second one is the gaming is so-so. It doesn't have the Tegra 3 quad core processor. And my other con is Samsung has what's called TouchWiz. It's kind of like their UI or their, you know, features on top of Ice Cream Sandwich. And there are some pluses to it. And one of the pluses is that you can actually just loop right through all the home screens. But what I don't like is, like, for example, when we go up here on Ice Cream Sandwich, normally you can just, this will keep going and it will go from apps to widgets, where it's like you have to actually go from apps to widgets to get through. So I know it's not like a big deal, but I've gotten really used to just the stock features of Ice Cream Sandwich, so it can get a little frustrating when you can't go right to those features and do it. Also, I don't know, adding stuff to the home screen it's a little bit different too. So you know, I'm not a big fan of TouchWiz. I just think it's not that necessary, but it's kind of Samsung's little proprietary system that their tablets always ship with. So it's something you kind of got to deal with, but for most of you guys, it won't even be a big deal. So overall, this has been my review, my pros and cons of the Samsung Galaxy Tab 2 10.1. I give it 2 thumbs up, and I would definitely recommend it for anyone that needs to browse the web, check email, wants to watch movies, listen to music. You know, just basic use. This is a great tablet to get, and you won't be sorry that you picked it up. So thank you for watching H2TechVideos. If you like, if this found this, I'm stuttering here. If you found the video helpful, give me a thumbs up, like the video, and keep watching and subscribe to H2TechVideos. Have a good one.